Hey guys, I had promised a few people that I was going to do a video to showcase the Pintler bag that I got. And the more I thought about it and the more posts that have been going on this spring about backpacks and carrying systems and run and gun sets and climbers and so on, I thought I would expand it just for a few moments. And you know, I entitled this video the Whitetail Sherpa for a reason, because I think more of us are in the same camp of trying to find ways during the year to pack our stuff in and out successfully, especially those of us that are limited to public land where we have to bring our gear and take our gear with us pretty much every day. And I know every once in a while you'll hear from somebody that says, you know, they carry a pocket full of toilet paper and a knife and that's it. But I think the majority of us are hauling something in. So I have just a couple of packs. Like this is a pretty popular Cabela's pack from the days of old. It's 1,500 cubic feet. I think you can find this for like 40 bucks. But then you have some of the more popular packs. Like here's the Badlands Timberland pack. That's I believe it's about 1,500 cubic inches again. You could grab this one for like 170 bucks. Here's the Badlands Super Day. This is like a $250 pack. It's about 1,900 cubic inches. Pockets all over the place, straps all over the place. A pretty popular bag. Probably Sitka's best bag that they've made. I haven't seen the cargo box yet, which is their newest, but this is their tool box. This is, again, I think this is about 1,600 square feet. You know, you can grab this one for like 140, this one for 250, this one for 170. I just sold my Sika tool bucket and my Sika Fanatic. The Fanatic pack just wasn't for me, never held its shape. I couldn't keep things in it. I couldn't really access it right. It wanted to fall apart. Super quiet, but it just didn't meet my needs. And the same with the tool bucket. That thing made me feel like a supreme idiot every time I messed with it. Straps were all over the place. I could never use it the way I think they were hoping it's intended to be used. Which brings me to the pack that I've settled on, and this is the one I said I would try to showcase what I did with this. This is a Mystery Ranch Pintler. It's on the guide light frame. This is actually one of their older models. Their newer models are $450, I think, or something, $475, something like that. This is one of their older models. I probably picked it up off of Camo Fire or something. You could say it's in pretty good shape. I'm not going to go through all the features of the bag. This isn't going to be one of those, you know, infomercials where I'm trying to sell it. I just want to, you know, speak for a couple minutes on what I've done to this pack and why I've selected this pack. The reason why I took an extra 3 minutes to showcase all these other packs is because most of us have something like these other packs, and we're hauling them in and out of the woods, and we're trying to find creative ways to attach them to our stands. Here are two of the stands that I use most. There's my Summit. This is a custom Summit. It's got an open shot climber paired with a 5-rail, an aluminum 5-rail platform and a footrest. It's all packed up. I have Lone Wolf straps on it. And then this is a Millennium M60 ultralight. You can see right now I currently still have the Lone Wolf belt system on here. It's currently locked up with 4 helium sticks with rope mods. You know, packed ready to go. There's an 8er in there. Everything on each stand has everything I need to hunt with the stand. You see I transport the Millennium with this bracket. And you'll also see I'm going to connect two other videos to this same thread. One where I detail this pack and how I create a carry chamber for my pack here, and one how I pack this one up with the steps in a horizontal orientation that creates a nice pack space for you underneath. But no matter what I do, I still feel like I got bungee cords holding things together. I have extra straps holding things together. And then I'm in the woods trying to take that apart. The Pintler, it's considered a hauler, like the Badlands Super Day, which is about 1,900. This is about 2,500 square feet. So it is a little bigger than I think what most whitetail hunters need. I really enjoy this pack for a couple reasons. It can be just a top-loading pack if you want it to be. So you just open up the pack. Much like the original Cabela's bag I showed you, this has been my favorite bag for a long time. I've used this for everything from shed antler hunting to deer hunting. It's got, you know, it's top loading if you want it. If you really want to get into an access, you can access the pockets. It's got 2 full-length pockets that run down, 2 zipper pockets, bladder if you need it, and then it's got these mesh pockets here are designed, actually it's a pass-through, so you see that there. Sometimes I put my tree stand umbrella, my tree arm, whatever. You know, usually what I'm packing in here is more clothing than anything else. I don't have a lot of crap that I take with me, but when I have long hikes into my stand and stuff, a lot of times I don't want to wear, I want to wear as little gear as possible. So I might have my outer layers in here, I might have my boot blankets, my binoculars, my safety belt, the whole 9 yards, just so I'm not wearing it while I'm hiking. So, you know, that's what that is. The strapping system is really incredible. Like, I know Badlands specifically, and even the Sitka, they specifically market their abilities to carry your bows and your crossbows with their compression straps and their flaps here. The Badlands Super Day has the carrier that drops out of the bottom here. This pack, the Pintler, offers pretty much the same, although it's not advertised that way. You could see these compression straps run across the face of the case. They run through the MOLLE system, through the pockets. There's a lot of universal movement here. You can put these, you can move these up, down, you can crisscross them. It's got straps across the bottom. I could put my bow or my crossbow in here and cinch it down, and it carries just fine. But the most important feature of this pack that I wanted to feature in this video is its ability to haul a stand. And that's where I think the primary difference is for all of these other packs. On all the other systems, you're attaching your pack to what you're carrying. So, you know, you're really limited to, even with the Lone Wolf carry system, that one of the more comfortable carry systems, it really just pales in comparison. I think this is probably old news for Western hunters that, you know, are packing elk and sheep and bear and stuff like that. But, you know, whitetail hunters, I don't think really, maybe haven't thought too much about this. But this pack, it's an older pack. You can actually search YouTube, and there's a really great video on YouTube. I don't remember the name of the guy who did it, but he packs out, I believe it's either a bear or a deer, and he shows you how to take this pack apart. And that's where the modification that I made comes in. Basically, I ordered an extra set of straps here only because I wanted these special buckles. And normally when you buy this pack, and again, this is the older model pack, the newer pack that's $400 and some, you don't have to worry about this because it disconnects differently. But these straps here are actually threaded through this buckle. So in order to make, so this, originally when you buy this strap, this comes threaded. There's no buckle on it. So in order to make it a pack that can carry a stand, you have to thread and unthread that every time. That's certainly not something I wanted to do or anybody else wanted to do. I don't believe in really tearing stuff apart just to modify it the way I needed. So when you buy these clips, the clips that are on these straps, they actually unclip so that I'm able to add a clip. So here's the original. All I did was add a buckle. So now, basically, I have a frame pack that with a few snaps can carry a stand, and I'm going to show you what I mean. So it's got straps down the side of the frame. You're just going to unsnap each one of those snaps. There's 3 on each side, 2 across the top. So now my stand is complete, my pack is completely loose. You're going to reach inside here on this buckle here, and you're going to release the pack system. And you can see all I'm doing is pulling that buckle up, and there's 1 on each side. And trust me, you do this a half a dozen times and it becomes second nature. Now all you do with the pack has been disconnected. I'm going to disconnect these 2 buckles that I put on. Again, remember, these buckles were not here when I bought it from the discount. I think I actually got this from Camo Fire, but and then I'm just going to lift this pack right off the frame. It slides right out. Now on the new Pintler, there's a buckle system here, clip, and it comes unclipped. I paid less than $200 for this pack, and I don't think the ability to clip it or unclip it is basically a $250 benefit. So you just sag out the bottom, and you pull the pack through. Now the nice thing about hauling stands is they have some weight to it. So now here's my guide light frame. Here's my pack. The good thing about doing this is my pack is intact. Nothing's being crushed, compacted, anything like that. And I'll take my stand, I'll use the Summit first, because a lot of people, even though the Summit's not that bad to carry, most people that have tried something similar, like with the pop-up 18 or pop-up 28, you can't get away with a Summit. It's just too wide and too big. So basically, you take your stand, you just drop it in, take your pack up through the back of it, and then all I do, those same two straps that I put in that come down the front now, that are hanging down the front, all I do, I have them rolled up right at the moment, so you just unloose that Velcro roll. And I do the same thing here. Now, you could get real fancy if you wanted to, or if you felt like it made noise. I don't ever feel like it does. And the nice thing about these Mystery Ranch packs, these buckles are amazing. They're locking buckles, so you have, in order to adjust them, you have to lock them. And once they're set, they're pretty much set for good. They're not coming off. So I pull them tight. You can worry about these things or not. And now, my whole pack is still intact. It's on here. It's attached to my frame. I clip the lifters on here if I want to, which I usually do. That's part of the reason why I added them, and not the lace, because I don't want to have to lace this thing back up through those buckles. And now, I just throw it on my back. So now, if you notice in this video, I didn't do any of the side straps, but they're all there. So if I'm walking, this stand is not really wobbling. It's not going to fall out. I still have the ability to lock because it's between my back and the stand, I still have the pack there. I can load my bow on it. Sometimes with my Summit like this, I can actually, if I have a bow strap on my bow or or on my crossbow, I can lay it right over top of there and it hangs down, and I use the extra strap to lock it in place. But this thing, I mean, the weight doesn't change. In fact, it's probably like 5 more pounds, because the pack itself weighs 5 pounds. But you do not feel it in a system like this. And again, you know, it's not new news to guys on the West Coast, you know, west of the Mississippi. But I think guys in my area, I'm in Southeast Pennsylvania, first couple times I showcased this bag to them, they, you know, laughed at me. Oh, what are you taking the kitchen sink in the woods? I'm not really. I mean, most of these bags are my buddy's bags that let me borrow them. I mean, they're packing in just as much as me, and they're trying to find ways to cram it in, and it's not comfortable, and it really wears on them to carry. I can adjust this. I can use the lifters up here if I want to pull it. If I want this to get tighter, if I feel like they're slopping it, I just tighten it down. And now it's tighter to my back. Now nothing's moving. And I'm telling you, you can really go if you had to with a system like this. So again, and I can show you just how easy it is. You know, you lower it. I always try to buckle this behind my back because I hate that buckle getting all crazy. You get to your spot. Really, when you get to your spot, you don't have to unlock the lifters if you want. You just have to unlock the connectors. The frame falls out, the pack comes out, and if you don't have, you know, the third hand man straps like I have in here, it could go right over top of it, and it's even a streamline. Now I'm ready to climb my tree, ready to do what I want. And here's the other best part. If I know I'm packing it out at the end of the night, I don't have to do much with my stand or my pack. All I have to do is take these clips, clip them back in, and pull it tight and pull this tight. And now my pack is up in the tree with me with all my gear. And when I'm done at the end of the night, I just have the 2 clips. And again, you could see basically the same process with the M7. I always put the flatter, I'm sorry, this is my M60, sorry. I'll put the flatter part of the stand on here. And right now, this part of the stand still has all my carry straps and everything. I'll loosen up these straps. And they just drop right between the 2 poles for me. Clip that one, and clip that. Pull them tight. My pack, all my stuff's in there. It's not getting crushed. It's not getting, it's all not trying to get bungeed down. And again, I just start right on my back. Surprisingly, for what is supposed to be a run and gun setup, when you add everything you need here, and I think most people would agree to this, nothing is as light as they advertise or when you put it together. But again, I'm ready to roll. And if I feel like there's some slop, I pull these lifters in and I'm ready to go. I got one thing hanging out. I think that's from so I just wanted to put that together. I think the key for me for this pack to make it user friendly were these buckles. I had started out with just a pair of like buckles, camp buckles from Walmart, and they actually broke originally. So Mystery Ranch sells this pack. I think it's like 16 bucks. And when you get it, if you take the buckles apart, you still end up with 2 full compression straps. Once you take the buckles apart that you need to do the mod you still end up with 2 of these straps. So I have 2 extra straps that are right here in one of the forager pockets. The forager pockets are extra. They don't come with the stand. With the pack. Again, this is the older pack style, so it doesn't have the moley straps on the belt, and it doesn't have the belt that canters, and it doesn't have the pack that snaps off. But from my perspective, for a pack that costs, less than the Super Day, that I paid less than the Super Day pack. This pack I think is like $250 on Amazon or something right now. I have all of this, the ability to haul my gear, haul my stand, haul my bow, everything. And from my perspective, it's the comfort and the ease. I can really take this on a good long hike and not feel like I'm hauling this, even if it was everything else was the same. I had a 5-pound pack, and even with the real comfortable Lone Wolf belt and strap system, it just really doesn't compare to a system that's built to carry something. And again, it's probably not earth-shattering news to people west of the Mississippi, but kind of hard to believe it took me 27 years to discover something like this. I just started this last year, and I don't regret it for half a second. So even if I'm going to a fixed stand, my pack, it's not a problem to carry. It's a little bit of overkill for sure if I'm not hauling my stand, but I could always use my toolbox or something if I wanted to. All right, guys, probably a little longer than it needed to be, but I just wanted to make sure I featured it as much as I could. Hope this helps someone and gives somebody an idea too. Thank you.